Welcome to the Serpentine Creative Channel. I'm your host, Stella Williams, and you're watching Serpentine Reviews. Today I am reviewing Sheherazade's Princess by Tiffany Passmore. I do have to give the disclaimer that I am friends with author Tiffany Passmore, but that will in no way play into my review. This review is going to be a little bit different than my normal reviews because this is the first non-romance novel that I will be reviewing. And it's not that there aren't like some romantic subplots, it's just that's not the main focus of the novel, so it cannot be considered, nor does it have a happily ever after or a happily for now. So this is not romance by the definition of romances, but it is a fantasy slash paranormal by a person of color, and therefore I feel like it is a good, or at least a close enough fit to my channel in order to review it. Getting into the review, Sheherazade's Princess is about a servant, Jostara, who aided her princess in running away and eloping with someone other than her betrothed. And that leads to Jostara being cast out and into this quest to find stories that are tragically beautiful, or beautiful sadness, I think is the term used. I enjoyed the fact that this book was a little bit like Arabian Nights, where you had your plot with the main characters, but then in that you had the different stories that she was collecting. One of the things that I did not necessarily enjoy was just how the stories were put into the plot. It was a little jarring at times because you would be into the story that was being told that was separate from the main narrative, and then all of a sudden you would like jump in and have one paragraph from the main narrative and just remind you that you weren't necessarily in that story, but it kind of detracted from that. I apologize for my dog. Can't really do anything about that. Sorry. But I mean, other than that, the storytelling was amazing, and I enjoyed reading this book, even if it was rather depressing. Because, what is beautiful sadness if not these tragic stories? It was definitely an emotional book, and it ended as a to be continued. I tend to go for more happy-go-lucky kind of books, so I'm not sure if I will continue on with the story, even though I'm interested in seeing how the main character story turns out, Jostara. And I will also say that I feel like this book definitely needed some sort of trigger warning, because it does deal with some with rape and non-consensual and abusive sexual and personal relationships. So that's just a heads up if you are not looking to read anything with those themes, because it might be triggering for you. And I mean, it wasn't as graphic or detailed to be really an issue for me, but it was a little jarring because, like I said, one of the first stories that the main character Jostara comes across is this is a story dealing with those topics. Yeah, definitely this book needed a little bit of a trigger warning. I was expecting sad tales, but I wasn't expecting that right away. That's all I gotta say about that. So to my objective ratings, as far as the heat level, I'm not going to give a heat level for the scenes that involve rape because I don't agree with that. That's not like sexy to me. And again, this is not a romance novel, so it's not about the sex and the heat like that. So, but there is some sweet hand holding moments in some of the other stories. So I would say that this book, for the scenes that I am comfortable with giving a heat level, are definitely in the sweet heat. And for the readability, I would say that this book, well, it's between peaceful and patient, because, like I said, there were the way that the stories were incorporated and mixed together sometimes was a little jarring. So I can't say that it was a peaceful read, a fully peaceful read, but it wasn't to the point where I was so thrown that it made it hard for me to read. So you don't necessarily have to be patient to get through the book. So be halfway between patient and peaceful. And for my overall, I did enjoy the book overall. I typically try to stay away from sad or super like emotional roller coaster kind of books. But I did enjoy reading this novel and I got through it fairly quickly. So, while I can't say that I loved it, it's definitely something that I would recommend. So I'm going to put this between worth reading and loved it. And that is my review of Shahrazad's Princess by Tiffany Passmore. If you would like to check out the book for yourself, I will leave the links to Tiffany's author page as well as the link to the book in the description box below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.